Hello, my name is Chevalier. Welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Hedjaz. In previous episode, we tried to do a war against Ethiopia, but then Britain decided to intervene, and since I hadn't called Egypt in, there wasn't really any hope for me, so I decided to back down. So Hobyo and Kazimit State are back independent again. We need to wait for a few years before we can reconquer them, but I'm sure that at least Kazimit State will be conquered fairly quickly, and then Hobyo. At the same time, we don't have quite as much infamy right now, so that's going to be somewhat helpful. At least well, I suppose since the war didn't happen, we didn't take any infamy. Or we lost most of the infamy, at least, that we had there. How's the market looking? So we're still importing a lot of stuff, including some engines from Prussia. Transportation is still very, very expensive. Do we have, right, we've got a railway in Somaliland. We might build a railway over here at our capital as well. Although, I suppose one other option that we do have for the engines is start importing steel. There might not be, yeah, no, it's fairly expensive. And of course, it wouldn't be importing a lot right now. But that's something that we could maybe do at some, oh, right, Britain has arrived here. It's the tooling workshop over here. If we were to put in the raw iron tools, we can get a little bit more tools at least. It might not be making any more profit. We're actually losing a bit of cash right now, partially because of the, well, we lost some industries in here, as well as some stuff over here. Both of which were not really that important alone, but they were still quite useful. Oh, we lost some, oh, right, yeah, we lost some barracks as well. What do they have as their, oh, irregulars, okay. So we'll have to redo that one after we do conquer it. And it was 78, wasn't it, when we could do another war against them? Yeah, October 78. Well, that's gonna take a while then. And Britain has conquered that, so trucial states did not get their independence, unfortunately. They're still part of the British market. Bureaucratic imbroglio. Oh, bollocks. Damn, there's a labyrinthine system. Alright, well, we still got 27% chance, but is there any other laws? You know what, I'm gonna just cancel that. It's not really going all that well. Is there any, like, there is the agrarianism that we could try passing again. I don't think it's going to pass necessarily. There's the National Guard. And the taxation we can't really improve either. So, yeah, let's try agrarianism. Hopefully we can get through here. At least we're still improving relations with Great Britain. So hopefully we can, at some point... They do kind of like me, but I suppose they just don't want me to destroy Ethiopia. I suppose it kind of makes sense, but they also wanted to get Kazimit State independent, which is a bit unfortunate for me. Right, 7 more weeks at most for the labour movement, so we'll get that done. It might increase the... well, let's have a look. Minimum expected 5.6 for the lower strata. So it's going to get closer and closer to increasing the radicals. I mean, we did lose a little bit of radicals from Yemen, and I suppose a little bit of Somaliland from the peace deal there. But not really that much. Elected bureaucrats. Would this be something that we would want? Bureaucracy institution costs versus, well, we want taxation capacity. Oh, there we go, labour movement unlocked. Hold on, this diplomatic play in Arabia. I'll have a look at that in a little bit. Central banking could be quite useful, but that's 3 years. We could go for the shell gun, I suppose. Or in the production, just get the water tube boiler finally unlocked fully. So what's this about? Yemen treaty... oh. Curse you. So I'm kind of forced to be in this war then, I suppose. We are fearful. I don't think there's anyone... well, actually France is leaning towards us. I don't think Ottomans would join though. But I suppose I am gonna have to mobilize my troops. So we should have one in Ethiopia. Oh, both are in Ethiopia. Okay, which one of these is... it's probably that one that is supposed to go to Arabia. I'll send it there for now. And then we can maybe help a little bit on this. I mean, the Egyptians do have a bit of troops. How's the... oh, the Russians don't have that high offensive in there. Do they just have... well, they got basically the same troops as I do. So if I was to send in the army from Ethiopia then, because you are a pretty good defensive strategist, to help defend that line, it might not be enough troops, but it might be enough to at least provide some help there. Oh, are you a commander? No, you're just a politician. Part of the Sunni ulama. I'm gonna force them to step down. I could also have ignore it, to be fair. Oh, France has joined our side. There we go, so we might not lose this. What are the French demanding? Nothing. Oh, the Russians are getting worried. The Egyptians are getting war operations, hopefully. So is there any... Oh. The French are also having a war in two Sicilies, by the looks of it. No, it's Sardinia, Piedmont. Oh no, France is probably... Yeah, it's... another partner in that war, I suppose. Now, canning might be one of the things that we could start doing. That would be a lot of extra food that we could get done. Of course, in society, what are we getting now? Postal savings. I mean, that's not bad. There would be a bit more investment pool transfers and all that. Another thing is... I mean, the dialects would be or education and philosophy department for the universities, so we'd get more innovation. Or we can go for the shell gun. That would be about 2 years at most. Right, so we're getting some more of the barracks in Gondar now. Good. We got the last one underway now. Okay, so that is going to be done in 3 weeks. After that, it's going to be university in Yemen, which is actually going to be quite handy. But the Russians are moving a bit more troops here. The French are not moving troops in yet, but I suppose they are at least worried. Even though the French haven't actually activated any troops, have they? No, they have. They certainly have. Oh, but that's... Yeah, okay, we can see the stuff here. So the French have a lot of ships. They've got probably a lot... Oh, Rev intervenes. Oh, yes, please. I know that both intelligentsia and industrialists are not going to like this, but getting the agrarianism would be something that we desperately need. Right, I hope that we can at least help defend here. That one... Oh, yeah, the Egyptians actually got pretty good defense in there. Is there French troops in there? No. I think that's just Egyptian troops there. But over here, we've got me defending, actually. Just with my 9 regiments. Oh, we've got bloody massive defense, to be fair. Damn, that's actually... Yeah, plus 20% defense there. And 30% from the expert defensive strategies. So, yeah, okay. And the base is 60... I don't know, but it's still pretty good defense. We are going to hold our ground here, actually, surprisingly enough. And we've got another election approaching, where Conservative Party is actually losing a little of the popularity. Not massive amounts, mind you. Liberal Party might be getting... Well, no, they're not really getting that much either. Right, so we won one battle to the south, and in the north, we've also won a battle, pretty much. Okay, I'm defending a second battle in row. I mean, to be fair, we've got a pretty good general in there. It would be nice to have some helping hand there, to be fair. Commander commands Civic Coalition. What's the Civic Coalition? Oh, Conservative Party, right. Well, you know what, I can say what I want. I know that it's going to make Conservative Party be a winner again in the elections there, I suppose, but I don't really have the capacity to now, or right now, do anything about it. At least we're winning the battle over here. I think we're winning, actually. Yeah, no, we're winning the battle. They're losing troops faster than we are. But it's going to cut close. But at least we got poor visibility for them as well. Oh, there we go. Now we're dealing damage. And now the Egyptians were trying to attack, but that didn't go as planned. So have the French sent in any troops yet? It'd be funny if they did a landing over there somewhere. Just for the heck of it. There we go, so we've got another combat one. Oh, there was a front that didn't have any troops. Where was that? I suppose it... Oh, yeah, they did do a landing in St. Petersburg. Alright. I suppose that's the enemy capital then, Conqueror, isn't it? You got like the peace deal, so they should start losing the... At least a decent bit. Oh, right, so no one's there. So that's the Crown Duchy of Finland they're sending troops there. No, actually, it's the Russians that are sending troops there. But yeah, the French are now pulling in a lot of the Russians away from other fronts, I guess. Well, they've still got 200 battalions in here. We've got another combat that we're defending in. Another combat that we're going to be winning. I suppose I could send in my second army to help there, just so that we can have more troops fighting at once. So we'll be able to deal a bit more damage. Oh, now this is a big one. I think the Russians are still going to lose the combat, though. So we didn't pass the agrarianism yet, but we've got 30% chance of passing it now. Well, in June. So that is a possibility. Radical numbers are still slowly climbing up, but loyalists, well, we've got a good 250,000 of it, but it's a lot less than what we have radicals. To be fair, that's partially because the high tax. Speaking of high taxes, we could probably increase the taxes again. Oh, and the... Oh, right, the wages are actually about the same... Or at the base level there. I don't really want to change the fundings there too much. Oh, the Egyptians started to attack then. That's not going to work. How are the French doing? They lost St. Petersburg, and the Finns are just pushing all the way through. Without any opposition. Backroom dealings exposed. Ooh, 15% chance or 10% chance and minus 5% bureaucracy. I'm going to take the 10% or minus 10% chance there. So we've still got a chance of passing the Ecronism, just so that we can get a better taxation laws in. Right, so the Russians won the combat there. So on this front of the battles, there's been one attack from our side. Oh, there we go. Conservative Party won, and Agrarian Party is the second one. I suppose we'll just put in Conservative Party in power right now. But that means that we can't pass the... Well, we've still got 10% chance, I suppose, on the Agrarianism. I'll take it. At least with the high legitimacy, it's going to be rolling these rather far. Oh, we got a bit of a blunder there, but so did the Russians. Did we get the second army in here yet? I suppose it's a good question. We did. So that should at least help getting more troops into the combats at once. The Egyptians are also having problems pushing the Russians back. Oh, some more convoys are being sent over here, aren't they? And now the... Oh, there we go. There's a bit of a combat here. Yeah, so let's just say that there's a lot of chaos in Russia right now. Zanzibar's improving relations. Well, that's nice of them. But I don't think, like, my goal here is just to stop them from advancing towards Cairo. Which, to be fair, what was the war goal? Treaty port in Yemen. Right, so if they don't get to Yemen, there's not going to be any worries about that. But if they don't get to Cairo, then Egypt might not surrender, at least not quite as quickly. But there's a lot of fighting in here. Actually, Egyptians are attacking in both of these combats right now. How are the French doing in here? So they've got some troops there. Got a little bit of troops over here as well. Oh, and oh yeah, that's just those input goods. So Egyptian market is having problems with engines. No surprises there. So I'm guessing they are going to be advancing in here soon. Yeah, they've got a fairly large army advancing. At least my troops have had some time to recover. Oh yeah, we've lost some convoys there. And that's going to be another loss there for the Egyptians. We're going to get the university in Yemen, actually, now, pretty much. There we go. And then we got a railway in Somaliland underway. Diplomatic tour. We get influence or approval rating from the landowners. You know what I'm going to... do I want to increase the political strength? I suppose we could, for the time being. It's not a good idea necessarily, but it's just keep them happy and busy for the time being. While we work on other things. So the French have pretty good defense overall. Even with a plunder. And they've also got a massive attack values in there compared to the Russian defense. So they are still going to be fighting here for a long while. Now we don't have the... Oh, right, they would be willing to take a white piece now. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm hoping so. Crooked connections. Intelligentsia, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to just bear with this. If we can pass the law. I mean, now it's January of 76 that we get the next roll. It's still only 10% chance of passing, though, so there's no guarantee that we get the Acronism, but I really want to get that through. Or just ram it through the Congress. Ah, white peace. There we go. Now we're not paying quite as much for the army, at least. And the convoys can move through freely again once more. So we've got a GDP of 15 million after losing 2 of these. Now, admittedly, we're only 3 years away from being able to start reconquering them. Hopefully by then we'll have no infamy. I mean, I don't think the infamy is looking all that bad right now anyway. Got a bit of extra innovation now. Which means that we'll get the shell gun slightly faster. And then we got the railway in Somaliland, the munitions plant in Yemen, logging camp in Gondar. The one in, the munitions plant in Yemen is going to be very important because that's something that probably both me and... Oh, we need the explosive for that. Okay, so let's put the chemical plant already producing some explosives. Oh, actually, we're going to go for the ammonia soda process. We got plenty of sulfur. That's going to give us a lot of explosives, although explosion price is going to be pretty rubbish for the time being. We could, in theory, use nitroglycerin, but I don't actually want to increase the mortality too much. Seems like it would be a bit of counterintuitive, let's just say. Local proposal called Uproar. Oh, okay, we lose a bit of bureaucracy and more radicals. But 10% success chance. From my understanding, I think we'll take the 10% success chance then. The next roll is going to be in April. Hopefully, we can pass it then. I mean, we've had quite a few rolls already. A lot of them have been rather bad rolls. But maybe, finally, we're going to get a good roll in. Well, I suppose that previous one was kind of a good one. In a roundabout way. Ah, so we're getting a paper mill Hedjaz. Okay, so that's getting upgraded then. That's good. That means a lot... Ooh, actually, well, we don't have the coal, so the boiler tube, boiler stuff is not necessarily going to be all that good for us. Well, I suppose the next war, we're still improving relations with Britain, so that's good. How's the attitude towards us? It's neutral. Or conciliatory. Stake an enemy in geopolitical affairs. They got a lot of rivals. Actually, does Egypt have any rivals? They've got a... No, they don't actually have any rivals. Ottoman Empire is embargoing Egypt, though. They got a trade agreement with France. They got me as a tributary. I mean, if I wasn't a tributary, I'd be making a lot more money. Shell guns unlocked. Right, that's good. Let's have a look at the production. So, oh, canneries, yes please. That's going to use a bit more iron, but at the same time we can start using a bit of the fish to get a lot more groceries, which means that the food price is going to go down, so the standard of living is going to start going up. Britain members put forth demands. I will take the 15% chance there. So now we're getting some decent rolls here. So maybe in August we'll be able to pass the law. At least if we can get the agrarianism passed before we start reconquering the lands that we lost, then that'd be nice. Did we? No, we didn't get the munitions plant yet. We do have the university at least, but we can't change anything there yet. Let's see, is it urbanize? Branching out. Oh, right, more railways. A munitions industry. We need to have, oh, level 5. Okay, that's a little bit further than what we can do right now. Is there anything else that I could do with the British? Oh, they've got a potential war against the Netherlands. Because Sambas returned us its Indies from the islands. And Bangkok treaty port for Siam. Alright then. So the British are at least somewhat busy. Oh, and then there's a diplomatic play against USA and Dutch East Indies. With Papal States in France supporting the USA. Alright. Right, so I'll need to check if there's anything that I could do in the interactions now. There's only the improved relations right now. Which doesn't really give a lot of options. Oh, Ottomans declare Egypt as a rival. Alright. Oh, I realised we did lose 2 barracks from Somaliland in the peace deal. Come on, please pass agrarianism. There we go, finally. The next thing to pass is better taxation. We could go for per capita or proportionally. Either one would be fine, to be fair. Problem is that we only got armed forces supporting that, so we may have to wait a little bit. But that does open up some other options as well, does it not? Or maybe not. You know, we'll start maybe trying to pass the... The proportional, would that actually... Almost 49, it's, okay, we'll try to pass the proportional taxation. I don't know if that's going to be the best option. We'll try it anyway. Because if we can get the money, that'd be nice. And I suppose now more of the construction goes to the private industry, which should mean a bit less cost for our industry, or our money situation anyway. I mean, there's a lot of investment pool in there. There's actually a lot of it. We're still losing money though. Otherwise, well actually, is there... We've increased the taxes already. We could lower the government wages a little bit. I don't think that would necessarily save us, though. We could do that at some point. We do have a bit of authority, at least, so that's good. Defamatory article. I guess we'll take that, so yeah, there goes the authority. But we've got another 2 years before we can start declaring the wars against these two again. And Ethiopia, I mean, if I was to declare war on you... Next time we do a war against the EU, by the way, we should do... Yeah, no, we got a truce until... Yeah, it's the same truce. Alright then. The trucial state is still there, so we are kind of in the trouble here right now, trying to expand. Admittedly, we're already about 40 years into the game, so that's 40% of the game But at the same time, like, its expansion and all that speeds up a lot once you start catching up with the text and all that. And once we get the better taxation, the amount of money we make is going to be just massively increased, and thus we're going to increase the construction speed a lot, and we can actually build a lot more, and we can utilize the, especially the workforce in Ethiopia a lot more, although it is going to require quite a few things in there. How's the population in here? So it is increasing in Somaliland still. How much did we lose? So there's almost 400,000 there. So we'd have about 1.2 million in Somaliland. That's not necessarily too bad. Oh, Britain is improving relations. Oh, death and taxes. An extra time, but success chance goes up. Or... Sure, I'll take the 10% chance there. Although the former politician of the armed forces has died, so now we've got someone else taking over. Oh, return state in... Oh, against Jing, okay. So who started this? Jing Tomsk. Oh, over there. Okay, so they won that one. And Jing wants us some more money. Now, to be fair, if that's going to keep the Russians busy, that's probably fine. Oh, there we go, we got the railway in Hedjaz. I mean, of course, the engine price is going to be through the roof, so it's probably not going to be all that profitable, but if we can get the infrastructure levels to be closer to 100% there, then more of the iron is going to get into the market. Although the iron price, if we have a look at the total market, it's probably not going to be too bad right now. Yeah, it's actually not bad at all. Well, there's a lot of trade routes importing it. Egyptian market from the French market. Okay, that's where they bring in. Then I produce a little bit. Actually, no, Eritrea is not mine. So they've got a few mines over there themselves. And then I got my mines in Somaliland. Great Britain began embargo in Russia. And conquer state in Persia. Is that against Oman? No, that's against Makran. Oh, okay. So they'll be taking some stuff here. Right, since I don't have my own market, I can't really do those embargo things yet. We'll just have to look from the sidelines for the time being. We might want to import some more coal, to be fair. So Hanover market, I don't think they have a lot in there is the problem. Like, I would be making a slight profit, I suppose, but the amount of... Well, you know what, we'll have a look. They might actually have a lot more than I think. They got 25 extra in there. Okay, so it's not really that much, but I guess it's better than nothing. Getting some of the coal will be quite important. But at least now the relations with Britain is going up very quickly. So that means that we can get them to be maybe not interfering in our reconquest process over here in Kazimir and Hobya. Which is going to start next year, actually. Law stalled. Okay, that's minus 15%. I don't think this is going to pass. Right, per capita taxation would have 11% at least. But let's have a look at the other laws. Is there anything else that we need to pass? Can't do the slave trade stuff. Local police, so we could go for the dedicated police, but that's also just 11% chance. Go from monarchy to presidential republic or parliamentary republic, but I think we'll stay as a monarchy. Gives us a decent bit of authority, although landowners' political strength will be quite high. And government ideology penalty is 10%. Not going to go back to hereditary republic, or bureaucracy, sorry. I suppose we'll try going for the per capita taxation. Maybe that will be a bit more successful. No, what's this then? Tower of Heritage, okay. There we go, we got the canneries unlocked. Let's go for... What do we have in the military? There's a purse, or power of the purse. I suppose we could get that one so we can get a bit more of the military stuff up to date. Slowly but surely. But right now with the canneries, let's go to the food industry in here and start using a bit of iron. And that's going to use some fish as well, so less grain is used, but I will get a decent bit of extra groceries. That's all good. We could probably do it for the mines over here, or the canneries, or the food industry, sorry, over here. That's already, actually, let's have a look at the development. So those are all fine. I'm going to increase the cargo pulse, so that's going to be a little bit extra consumption of clippers, but we got some production at least. So who are they for? Oh, right, it's all the way there. We're still losing a lot of money, but I suspect that once we start reconquering, especially, I think we'll take Kazimir State first. They don't have a lot of troops there, so it should be fairly quick. I mean, they'll have fairly good quality overall. Ah, now we're also getting the munitions plant in Yemen. Good. That means that we can, well, I suppose, is the munitions demand over here too bad yet? There's a little bit. It's probably trade. Yeah, there's a bit of a trade route, but we can start producing our own, and then I can start upgrading my military. Not necessarily everything at once. Maybe what I should do is I should start upgrading the... Okay, can-do attitude. Right, government expenditure, so they'll figure a way. You know what, I want to keep armed forces over 10 in the approval rating, so we will spend a little bit of money. We can afford taking a bit more loans, although we spent a long time trying to pay off the debt that we have. But what, if we can get better taxation, then we'll already get a lot more money overall. And then we're going to afford losing the, or lowering the taxation a little bit, which then reduces a lot of the radical numbers, hopefully. I mean, the radicals are slowly dropping, and the loyalists are actually slightly going up. Oh, another livestock ranch in Hedjaz, alright. And we'll let mine in Yemen. Just please pass that bloody law. We need it. I suppose the chemical plants... Oh, right, the sulfur mines are a little bit expensive. We could probably expand that one. A little bit more money that way. I suppose another thing that once we get some better income, we can start increasing constructions. Law stalled. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, graduated taxation. Well, we don't have the socialism for that. Alright. Well, let's have a look. Is there anything else? Agrarianism, we could try going for the laissez-faire. I don't think that would pass, though. I'm not going to go back to traditionalism, that's for sure. None of that can be really passed. Okay, so... I'm going to try the dedicated police force, I guess. I know the landowners are going to be very upset by all of this, but... if we could pass that law, that'd be useful. Ah, do we have... Oh, there we go. So Somaliland is fully... access or has full access to the market. Gondar not quite as much yet, but that is still getting some more. Is that right? That's the logging camp that we've got under construction for a while now. But I suppose the construction speed is just so small. Do we have? Well, you know what? I suppose what we're going to do is we're going to build a construction sector in here, put it to the top of the list, so we can get at least a little bit more construction speed overall. Technically speaking, we could switch to the bigger construction. Iron frame buildings in here. I'll reduce the wood and fabric use quite a bit. Iron use would go up drastically and tool use would go up a little bit. I'm going to do that. It's going to be rather expensive, but it will also give us a lot faster construction speed over here already. And then, of course, if we have a look at the private construction, you know, they are already queuing up the cotton plantation there. That's good. At least we can see a little bit, or they can plan a little bit further ahead, I suppose. Yeah, we do need to get the construction, but at the same time, we are already at 1780, or 78, sorry, not 87. But we are also out of time for this episode, so I guess next episode is going to be when we start reconquering at least these two, and then maybe have a look at another war against Ethiopia. Hopefully we'll have the... I suppose we don't have the munitions factory or plant quite yet, but we will have that up tomorrow. But anyway... if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.